Well, hello, this is Mr. Steenstra, and I am using Screencastify. Thanks to Michaela for showing me this new screencast app for the Chromebook. I'm actually making this screencast on a HP Chromebook 14, which is possibly one of the Chromebooks that we'll be getting for the students next year. So anyways, the lesson today is about Google search results. And there's a list of things that I want you to be able to identify when you do a Google search. And so you can see them here. We have the Google products bar, the sign in and out, the search bar, ads, which of course is short for advertisements, natural results, tools and filters, the title, the URL, and the snippet. So let me go ahead and show you where those things are in a search. So if I go over here onto skateboards, what you'll see, first of all, is up here, this is the Google products bar. And for most of you, you probably just see this, which is the little apps button. And if I click there, you can see there is a bunch of Google apps that can be open, and you hit more and you can even see more. It's just part of the Google Apps system. I have a couple of extra ones here because I'm on Google+. So if you do this with your personal account and you have Google+, you'll see these too. And then right here, you can see my name. It shows that I'm logged in. If for some reason you don't want to be logged in, you can always click here, and this is where you could sign out, especially if you're ever using a public computer. You want to make sure after you're done using your Google account that you sign out. Okay, so what we also have is the search bar. So that's here. When I originally did the search, I did it in the Omni bar up here. Whatever you type in up here is just like typing it in the search bar, and you can do a search that way. And then we have tools and filters. So this section right here is the tools and filters. So it just there's a bunch of different ways of showing your search results, like the type of content you want, if it's web content or images, or if you're shopping, you want videos, you can choose it here. So if I were shopping for a skateboard, for instance, I could tell Google that I'm shopping, and it's going to specifically give me results for buying skateboards. Okay, I can look at images, and it's going to give me pictures of skateboards, and is results again on the web about skateboards. Okay, and notice it always shows down here the number of pages that are returned with the results, 38,600,000. That's rounded a little bit, and the amount of time it took to find that. Now, if you actually click on Search Tools here, it replaces that with some other options, and we'll get into that later. But right now, I just want to show you these different parts of the search results. Okay, so now we can get into the search results proper here. And what we see, first of all, is that there's an ad right at the top. They try to make that really clear by putting ad next to it. And then also, we can see over on the right, we have some ads, and they try to make that clear, by putting that this is sponsored. So people paid to get their ads to show up here. Okay, now starting right here, this is where we get our natural results. So these, since they're not ads, they're just results based on this. Nobody paid Amazon to get, like Amazon didn't pay Google to get this to show up first. It's just according to their algorithm, one of the best sites for skateboards. Okay, so I'm going to just scroll a little bit so we can see more of the natural results. So we can see these three are all natural results. Now, out of the natural results, there's different parts to them. This first part is the title. This is typically the title of the web page. Okay, and then there's the URL. So this is the URL of the web page. Notice there's a ... that's an ellipse, and that means there's more information there that's not shown. And then finally, there's what's called the snippet. And so this is just a little bit of text off from that page. And you can see here that skateboards is highlighted because that's my search term. So whatever I put in, let me go back to the top, whatever I put in here as my words, my search terms, they'll always be bold in the snippet because, of course, that word needs to show up on the web page that's showing up in the results. Okay, now there are a few things you can do here within the natural results, even in the ads. You see there's a little triangle that usually means there's a drop-down menu. So if I click on it, I can see there's three things: cached, similar, and share. Okay, cached means that Google actually took this web page, Amazon's web page, and they made a copy of it. And if for some reason I can't get to Amazon's page when I click here, I could go to Google's cached page to take a look at it. Okay, if I really like these results and I want to see more results just like this, I can click on similar. And I can click on share here if I like this page and I want to share it with somebody else. And this will give me some sharing options. Okay, now there's also in the search results, there's the right-hand section. And notice here at the top, I already talked about this. These are advertisements, and they try to make that clear. Now, if I go down a little farther, what we have is a map. Okay, so what Google will do is they will, this is called a knowledge graph. Okay, and they'll put up whatever they think might be helpful to the person who is searching. In this case, skateboards, they think, oh, maybe somebody wants to buy a skateboard. Let's give a map of different places to buy skateboards. And then here you can see they have all the different places you can go. And you can see they're in Escondido because or Carlsbad, they're nearby to Escondido. And I'll show you that in a second. Okay, why it's a result based on, these results are based on the location. Okay, now finally at the bottom of the page, if I go way to the bottom, sometimes they put some ads down here. This one doesn't have it, but obviously there's more results. So I can go to the second page of results and notice more ads and more ads. And these are all different results on skateboards. And I can go to the third page, fourth page. Remember, there are 38,600,000 results. So there's a lot of pages. We could never get through them all. So this is where it's important to put in good search terms and be able to adequately or understand these search results so you get to the sites that you want. Okay, let me go back to page 1. Okay, so one thing we noticed here is it gave me results as if I'm in Escondido. If I hit on the search tools button right here, notice there's 3 things that pop up. This is the time, so this would be how old these sites are. They need to be updated. This is any time, but I could say, hey, I just want sites that have been updated in the past hour, past 24 hours. And it's going to limit the search to that. All results give some different type of results. I'll get into this in a later lesson. But right here is where we have the location. Okay, so if I put that I'm from Poway, California, for instance, and I set that as my location, now what we see is it's giving... Let's go back and make sure we can verify. It says Poway. Well, it's giving slightly different results. It's not showing the map because it thinks, I just set it for a different location. Okay, and if I go back to Escondido, I get Escondido results again. So that's important to know that Google takes into account your location generally when you do a search. There's one thing I need to show you here down at the bottom, and that's the footer. If you need help with searching, you can always click help here. It'll open up a page that it contains all kinds of resources for how to search Google. Okay? And then I'm just going back so I can get back to the bottom. Okay, we can also send feedback to Google. If I click here, a little pop-up will come up, and I could write them a little note if I have a little problem or a suggestion or just even a general comment about the search. And here's their privacy policy. Okay, now let's do another search. Okay, let's say I search on sweatshirts. Sweatshirts. Okay. Now I still have all the same things I had before. The product bar, my sign in, my search bar, the tools and filters, and the search results. Okay, again, a couple ads at the top. Okay. And then here we get down to Amazon's doing pretty well here with their search optimization because they're the first one listed. And partly that's because I'm typing in words that seem like I'm looking to buy a product. So that's why they're putting Amazon up there. Okay. The right-hand section now you can see is all ads. There's no knowledge graph over here. Okay. And then if I go down to the bottom of the page, I have more results. Sometimes they put in-depth articles down here. And I saw that on a previous search that I did on sweatshirts, and now it's not there. So it's interesting because depending on what device you use and when you search and where you are, you might get different results. Okay. Okay, let's do another one. Let's do plug-in cars. Okay. Notice again ads at the top, ads in the side, and here is where the ads end and my natural results begin. Here they actually put in a little section of news about plug-in cars. Okay, so again it looks a little bit different. Okay, one last one for me to demonstrate. Let's do Calvin Christian School. Okay, so now what we see, thankfully our school comes up first. Partly that's because it's taking into account my location here in Escondido. Now over here on the right, we don't see any ads, but we do see this is considered a knowledge graph that just gives some information about Calvin Christian School because they're pretty sure this is what I was wanting to find information about. Okay. Also, what we have is an indented section here because all of these pages are within Calvin Christian School's website. So they indent those and give us all the different categories there. Okay. Now, what I want to do is show you something. If I go to Search Tools, and here, let's say I do Grand Rapids, Michigan as my location. Well, now it gives me Calvin Christian Schools, totally different schools that are located in Granville, Michigan. And the knowledge graph is all about the other school out in Grand Rapids, or actually in Granville. So you can see the location piece is important. All right, now for your assignment, what you're going to do is, of course, it's located on the technology website on the assignments page. And I'm actually going to give you a handout, and the handout is this. So if you lose it, you could always reprint it. Okay, so here's the Google Doc. And in this example of the search that I pasted into the document, I just need you to circle and identify all these items that I just talked about. Okay, make sure you, like with the ads, you circle all the ads. With the tools and filters, circle that whole section. And when you circle it, right next to the circle, write the names that are listed right here. Okay, this one you're going to do for the first natural search result that's shown below only. You don't need to do that for every one of the search results, only the first natural search result. Okay, and then as we go on the back side of the sheet, there's a little section, and I want you to practice looking at these URLs and having a good educated guess about what might be on these pages. Okay, and the reason for that is that when we look at search results and we see those URLs, it's helpful if we can make a good guess as to whether or not that's going to be a good page for us for what we're looking for. And then finally, these last 5 questions here have to do with your last assignment. And I want you to pick one of the 5 queries from your last assignment and print it out, just the first page. And then for each of the natural results listed, without actually going to the pages, I want you to guess what's going to be on those pages. Okay, so just put some specific little description about what you think might be on the page. And then from what you printed, circle the 3 you think that will be the best. And next to each of the 3 ones you circled, so in 3 different places, I want you to describe why you think they would be good sites for your research. Okay, and then staple that to this paper and hand that in. And that is it. So I hope that goes well. Thanks.